Hello, hello. See, ooh, get that window glare fixed. So sorry, everybody. Let's see, get that a little straightened out. And get everything all set up. Move that off to the side. Show off the fun card we're going to be making tonight. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. Let's see. Nope, that's a little overcompensation. Okay, I think that's about good. And I do apologize. I know my window has a very slight glare coming from it. There's not much I can do regarding that, unfortunately. I know you're seeing a little bit of the reflection. Hello, Jilly. I hope you're having a good night. If y'all are stopping by, just drop a quick comment and say hello. Oh, thank you so much, Dawn. I had a lot of fun making this card, and I'm really excited to recreate it with y'all tonight. So we're going to have a good time. But if you guys are stopping by, drop a quick comment, say hello. I know that Jilly and Dawn have already let me know that you're here, and I appreciate that so much. We're going to get started in, a couple minutes or so. Just want to take a moment and catch up with everyone. Hello, Sharon. And then, yes, hello, Julia. This is oh my God, this week has been so much fun. I had so much fun with this new release because I don't know if you guys have checked. If you head on over to Instagram, we have an Instagram hop going on right now too that you guys could hop along with us. All three teams from the paper team for ThermOWeb, for the Brutus Monroe team, and the Unity team have come together and done an Instagram hop, and we've got some really cool cards to share using the new adhesive transfer designs. There are 6 of them, and there's also a chance to win some fantastic prizes. There is a total of 6 $40 gift cards being given away to the various companies participating. So if you haven't, go ahead and check it out. I don't recall where the hop started. I'm sure you can find information though on the ThermOWeb Instagram page. I also know if you head on over to my Instagram, which is Justin Note by Justin, I am not very far down the list. So if you started at mine and went from there, there's going to be a lot more inspiration to be had. And Sharon, if I didn't say hello, Sharon, and hello, Rose. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Gonna give it about a minute or so longer just so a little bit more people can come in. Also, too, isn't this little mouse just so adorable? This is from Unity. It's a little mousy. Let's see if I can grab this set. Show you guys that while we're waiting to start. It's this really fun red rubber stamp, and it's got 5 mice on it, and I just thought that this little one holding the heart would be so perfect. I've got another one already and colored up for tonight's live, but just really perfect for all of the new adhesive transfers that have come out. All right, I'll put that back away. And you can start the Instagram hunt right on the ThermOWeb Instagram. That's what I thought it was. But I didn't want to give them wrong information. So that's why I got Julia, the best moderator ever. Thank you for that. Is that mousy new? I don't know if it's new or not. I don't know the release date of it, but I know not that long ago it was available. So I'd go over and check it out if you're interested. So, all right, everyone. We are, what time is it about right now? I think it's about time that we can get started. So hello, if you are joining me. Of course, my name is Justin. I am part of the ThermOWeb paper crafting team and paper education team, technically. And today I am going to show you guys a really fun way, and actually kind of easy way, to make this rainbow card that I created using some of the new adhesive transfer designs. I'm going to be using some of the Unity, some of the Brutus Monroe. Specifically, I'm going to be focusing on the Dazzling Doodles adhesive transfer design, which is by Brutus Monroe, and the Simply Amazing adhesive transfers by Unity. All of which available on the ThermOWeb website, so head on over if you guys haven't checked it out yet. They're really fun, and I'm going to show you guys fun ways to use them tonight. But what I want to go ahead and start with is I'm just going to start working with some ink blending first, and then we can get into some foiling along the way. Because ink blending is really like the only non-foil component that we're going to be working with today, and that's going to be for this background right here. So I'm going to take this card, set it off to the side, use it later when I'm adhering everything down for replication, and I shouldn't need my die cutting machine for anything, but regardless. Okie doke. So I have a little white panel of cardstock. This is what I call blending cardstock. It's Strathmore Bristol Smooth Series 300 cardstock. Works really well for ink blending. And I'm going to be using some Distress inks to blend this up. And we're going to get a really nice rainbow ombre going. So I'm going to start. As you guys know, whenever I do rainbows, I skip reds. I do pinks instead. So we're going to do some picked raspberry. And I've got my tool. Get my little holding cup that I can put off to the side. And if y'all have questions along the way, be sure to drop a comment below. Always happy to help. All right. So we're just going to do that picked raspberry right on the top. Just like that. All right, set that off to the side. Next, we're gonna do some carved pumpkin. Grab my blending tool for that. I usually don't grab my blending tools in advance. I usually do that as I'm going. Why? I don't know. You know why? I know why. I don't like that they just kind of sit around on my desk and they're really easy to be knocked over. And I try to do my best to not create any sort of like noise distractions when I'm doing a Facebook Live with everybody. Hello, Christopher. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate it, friend. Christopher was so kind. The last time that we did the Brutus Monroe Facebook Live, he had messaged me because I think we had got the time zones mixed up. But I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. All right. Next one we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of squeezed lemonade. All right. And I kind of go back and forth when it comes to distress ink. Sometimes with my yellows, I really like using mustard seed. But recently I've fallen back in love with squeezed lemonade just because I feel like it gives a little bit more of like a delicateness to the yellow with it still being a vibrant color. If you can even be such a thing. But you know what? I'm going to say you can. All right, then we're going to go in with some mowed lawn. And this is where I'm going to have to start kind of going back and forth a little bit. I know my mowed lawn is a little bit of a juicy pad, so I always try to be a little careful. All right. Go back in with some squeezed lemonade, just kind of blend that out a little bit. That green does kind of overtake that yellow quite a bit. Just like that. All right. Next, let's move on to some peacock feathers. There we go. Thanks so much, Rose. I love my ink blending. Ooh, this one's a little bit more wet too. I didn't expect that. I'm going to move this off. The key with, in my opinion, to ink blending is just that moving back and forth between colors to get that good blend going, to try to have as little bit of a seam as possible. Because I'm using distress inks, they are a dye ink, and dye inks can be a little harder than like a distress oxide ink to get that sort of smooth blending with that like perfect ombre that we're all after. And I'm going to do a little tip after we finish all the colors to show you guys what I do to kind of disguise any of those lines that are going on. But I love my ink blending. We're going to finish this off with some Wilted Violet. Jilly asks, how do you choose good blending colors? If you are like, this is what I would tell anyone who's starting off with ink blending. Become familiar with the basic primary and secondary sort of color wheel, because that's going to kind of give you an idea of what blends well into each other, is looking at that. You're not going to want to go right from a yellow into a purple. You're going to want to add some colors in between, or as I would call it, like other stops along the color wheel. So if you want to go from yellow to purple, I kind of look at it, oh, there's two ways to go. I could go through the cool colors, and I could go yellow, green, blue, purple. You can play around with the different shades of purple, but usually I kind of like to keep them on like a lighter side of a color, because darker colors, I don't know, I don't feel like they, oop, see, I told you they fall over. Darker colors, I feel like there's less excitement for me when I'm using them. But the other thing that you can do is you could do blending all within one color family. Like if you want to do, say you're blending up an ocean and you want to do an ocean sort of ombre, you could start with a light blue, a medium blue, and a dark blue, and then you get all the variants. It looks like you're going deeper and deeper into the water. So that's kind of how I would say to start. And then when you get a little bit more seasoned, you can get a little experimental with what colors go well, and you can kind of skip over certain colors if you wanted to. For example, I could do a pink blending into a yellow, skipping the orange, because following the color wheel, you blend them together and it's going to kind of make an orange. All right, but here's a little bit of a tip. If you guys are ink blending and you're not getting the greatest sort of like super smooth lines, if your ink is a water reactive ink, just splatter it a little bit. So I'm going in, spritzing it a little bit, and that's going to kind of help hide any imperfections. Hello, Lisa. Thanks so much for stopping by tonight, friend. Oh, you guys are so sweet. They're really good colors. Actually, they're showing up. I'm glad that my camera is showing them very nice and vibrant. For me right now, I think my workspace just looks a little bit dimmer, so my camera is definitely compensating for that. Ooh, you know what? And this has really got that like bleached look going, because if you compare it to what I did originally, this is much more distressed. I must have spritzed more water, but that's really cool. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun for tonight. It's going to add a different sort of effect to it. So, all right. Let's move my blending brushes off to the side, and let's start getting our first set of adhesive transfers into place. So I'm going to be grabbing the Dazzling Doodles adhesive transfers, which are by Brutus Monroe, and I'm going to grab a piece of colored cardstock so you guys can really get a closer look at how fantastic they look. Hello, Jalissa. Thank you for being here. You've caught a handful of my last ThermOWeb lives, and I love you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I think it looks really good with the spritz too, Jerry. So, oh, you know what though? I should make sure that my workstation is dry. Otherwise my paper is gonna warp. But I just want to show you guys these really fun doodles. So for the Dazzling Doodles adhesive transfers by Brutus Monroe, we've got these really cool sort of splotchy smears, which are going to make really interesting background pieces for, like, you can put them behind an image. We have had some fantastic scrapbook layouts that I've seen that have used these. Also, we've got these circles that you can just use as a circle, just sort of as an embellishment like that. I also think they look like coffee stain rings. So we've got some really fantastic sort of earthier and browner deco foil that you can use with that. I know we've got bronze. I know we've got the Brutus Monroe copper ripples. Think along those lines, and you can definitely get some really cool coffee vibes going on. And then this, it might be one of the coolest things I saw. I saw some of the design team members on the Instagram hop. I saw one person in particular do this, and I thought it was genius. They use the X's and the O's to make a tic-tac-toe board, and I think that's just like so fun. And it's also, they used some really good blue colors, and it was a fun way to make a masculine card out of this set. And I just think it perfectly lends itself to that, but you're gonna get a lot of uses. So, all right. Oh, Julissa, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna show you guys how to go ahead and use these adhesive transfers. And I wanna make sure to do these lines. It's this set of parallel sort of splotchy lines. And I try to cut them out as close to the design as possible, but of course you don't want to cut over it. All right. Okay, so we're going to set that off to the side. My laminator is being quiet tonight, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, should I be happy or concerned? All right, we're going to do this circle down here. But you know what? Even if my laminator is not working properly, these adhesive transfers can be used with a pressure method instead. So I'm going to be fine. I'll have to pivot for my background for my toner sheet, but I'm going to be fine otherwise. All right, so we're going to cut out this little like one swipe. That's a thicker line. What else are we doing? I got the circle, got those. Okay, I wanted to do one of these. So we're going to do this circle. I can trim them out a little better later. And we're gonna do this heart right here. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, save these for later. I'm absolutely using all of these smears at some point. I'm actually really excited. I had ideas to use them for the projects that I created already, and I just didn't get to it. So that just means items to use at a later date. All right, sticking it away. Okay, so now I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna start laying out all of my pieces. Now, I want to tell you guys as well, of course, we wanted to give you away something really cool for you guys tonight. So what we are doing is make sure if you're watching to leave a comment before the end of the live tonight, because we will be drawing one lucky winner who's going to be winning all 6 of the new adhesive transfers. And on top of that, we're going to be giving away 2 additional foil colors for you guys to use as well. So if you're watching, make sure to leave a comment, because we want to make sure everybody watching is eligible for this prize. And we will draw that towards the end of the live tonight. All right. And then what I'm also going to do, so I've got that down. Put this a little off up here, and then we'll do a circle. This one I gotta find the backing for. There we go. All right, put that like right there. And I'm just kind of like randomly arranging things so I know that I'm going to be highlighting different areas to fill up this panel. All right, let's do a little up there. And then we'll do this heart. I agree. This is a fantastic giveaway. I'm so happy that we're doing like a triple collaboration this week with ThermOWeb, Brutus Monroe, and Unity. It is like a moon. That would be a really fun way to use it, Jilly. I love that you could use these for different elements of things. The first thing I saw with this was coffee stains, and that made my heart happy. But like, we all see things differently, so you make this look so easy. As a newish card maker, it's giving me confidence to give it a try. Paula, this is like, if you want to try foiling, the adhesive transfers are like one of the easiest ways to start getting used to it. Also, because you don't have to have a laminator or a heat process to do it. You can just use your die cutting machine. And that's one of like the first things a lot of crafters begin to add to their craft room. I think like one of their first larger purchases is going to be some sort of a die cutting machine. So, all right, so let's go ahead. I've got this all laid out, and we're going to put it in my little parchment paper sandwich with my craft carrier sheet. And we're going to move this paper off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and grab my laminator. Feels warm. So that's on hot. We should be good. All right. I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see it going through. There we go. It does almost look like a sunset because those little like waves in the bottom can almost be like ripples in the water. That's a great idea. See, that's what I meant. Yep, that's what it was. This is a sunset. That was my intention all along. No, that's a fantastic idea. I love that you guys are coming up with some fantastic ideas for how to use these new products. We need stars eventually too, because little stars in the sky, because it could even be like if you did a night setting that it was like a moon and like stars in the sky. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm just going to set that off for a second. And then this is all good to go. Now, I am going to show you guys a little trick because there was something that I encountered when I was using these, and that is I don't recommend using one large piece of foil to cover the whole thing because I feel like one or two small pieces works a little better because you don't want it to like reposition in your machine. And I had encountered that before, and I thought it was something helpful to advise y'all with. Now, we are going to be using, this is the Brutus Monroe Tide Pool Deco Foil Transfer Sheets. It's this really cool kind of like oil slick pattern. It reminds me of literally like when you put oil into a liquid and you can see it sort of move around on top. And I'm going to use that for this top panel. I just want to get one of my pieces of foil out. All right, so I've got one piece, and I want to get my rotary trimmer. One little piece of advice, and I'm going to credit Simon Hurley for giving me the inspiration for this. These rotary trimmers are so perfect for cutting your foil. You don't have to worry about it skipping. It just kind of goes right over it, and I just love it. So we're gonna cut our piece like that. And I love it. This is by Fiskars. You just kind of like reposition the blade out, and when you're done, you hit the button and it goes back, and this is not blood, this is red ink that I was messing with earlier, but it's nice and safe. So definitely keep that in mind. So, okay, so let's do piece on top. It's meant for sewing, but heck, we can use it for whatever we want. Now, I do want to show you guys, as you can see, I wanted to try and catch the light, but there's that heart in that circle, and it just looks kind of like adhesive. So that means I've gotten a good transfer. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to lay my Tide Pool foil down, and then I just got to remove the rest of this. All right, I'm trying to get it so you guys can catch the light with it. I think you can kind of see it. I'm trying. It's where I can see it, I know doesn't match up with where the camera sees it. So it's there, I promise. All right, so let's go ahead, make sure I got everything covered. And I'm gonna flip this over just to kind of trim it a little bit. I do love that my glass mat doesn't get damaged when I trim with my rotary trimmer on top of it. All right, perfect. So that's all little trashy bits. You can put it inside of my little craft carrier sheet pouch and get ready for our first peel reveal of the night. All right, so I've got my laminator back out, and let's just put it in. All right. And pick up these little scrappy bits, set them aside for later. All right, check comments. Let's make sure we're all good. I see, Dawn, it's like, it was mind-boggling to me when I saw that. And because sometimes when I use my scissors, it'll like skip a little bit and wrinkle the foil, and it's not the end of the world. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh, they're getting, like, Simon's getting clean cuts with it. So that's my thing. I like it now. All right, so this is all processed. Set that off to the side. And let's start with our first peel reveal. Ooh. All right, we've got our heart and we've got our circle. Let's do this portion. You know what? And I'm looking right now, so I didn't put it all the way to cover that part. I wonder, you know what, y'all? We're gonna try something really quick because I missed that one portion. And I wonder if I cover it and process it through once more. We're gonna see if that works. And you know what? I know it's gonna get covered with my other sentiment anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But hey, why not try? Jerry, no, I didn't run this through my die cutting machine at all. I've done only a heat transfer with my laminator. And hello, Tina. Thanks so much for stopping by. I want to see if that'll work at all. If it doesn't, not the end of the world. But hey, I'm always open for trying things during a Facebook Live. And plus, I make mistakes sometimes, you know, so we got to fix them. That would be a really good idea too, Paula, as like an oil slick behind a car, or even like if you were doing some sort of like alternative sort of water field, except it's called tide pool. All right, so let's see if this works. If it doesn't, oh well. You guys, it did work. There's a very little seam, but I did miss that one little portion, so you can see it right here. I was able to fix it by putting a little piece of scrap tide pool over it, and now you would never know. So keep that in mind. If you run it through and you don't position your foil correctly, try it again. And I think you guys will get it. That makes me so happy, and what a fun way to know that like this is foolproof, you guys. And that's like one of my favorite things. And yes, like Julia said, you can use a heat or a pressure transfer method with these. So this is really versatile, and it really adapts to what you have available in your craft space. All right, so I'm gonna set this little piece aside to draw. Well, you know what, no. Before we do that, let's adhere it to this little black matting piece that I have. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. And then I'm going to set it off to the side because then this whole unit's going to be done. All right. I'm just going to make sure I've got a nice little black border. And this is just black cardstock from my stash. Probably Gina K Black Onyx cardstock, but any black cardstock that you got will do if you even want to use it. All right, perfect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set this off to the side. And then a beach scene with this, it really does. I love it. And you know what? Keep in mind that one of the other Brutus Monroe designs has a bunch of fun summer patterns too. So you could totally use this to make a beach scene and then put a fun summer sentiment on. Ideas. What settings would I use with my mink? I have to be honest, Rose, I don't know because I don't own a mink. So I wouldn't be the best person to advise you of what to do. I know that with my laminator, it just has a hot and a cold setting, and the hot setting works for me. If you have used your mink for other types of foiling beyond ThermOWeb products, maybe try it at that setting. Okay, Julia says a 3. Julia's got experience. So I would say start with a 3 like Julia says. All right, next what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab a piece of white cardstock, just a little bit of scrap from my stash, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab a scrap piece of the Simply Amazing Adhesive Transfer by Unity. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a closer look. Now, okay, if you guys know anything about the way that I like to craft, I am a sassy crafter, and I do like using sassy sentiments. And I really wanted to do something with dang, and it will happen. But for today, it's just gonna be have an amazing birthday. And I because we all need birthday cards, you know? But that dang, you're old, also perfect birthday card. I love it. I love this set so much, and I see myself using a lot of it. When I got this, when I saw the first design when it was being sent to us, I was like, dang. I'm like, dang is an interesting word to use. And I looked at all the sentiments. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Dang, I miss you. Dang, girl. Dang, you're old. Just, I love it. You could also do you are simply dang amazing, you know? Combine whatever you can. So, all right, so let's go ahead. I got to grab, where are my skizzers? Yes, I said skizzers. We're going to cut out one of the amazings. And I am going to trim off the you are old. I'm going to set it aside for later. I will use it at a later date. Oh, that's perfect. So Whitney at Unity says dang a lot. And I stand behind it. It is perfect to me. Dang, I want this. Dang, you're old. See, okay, I thought so too. Makes me giggle. All right, so we're going to do dang. And then what we're going to do, it's have an. And the have an is over here. So I'm just going to cut it off with the I miss you. Make sure to save those. Save your bits, you guys. All right, do the I miss you, and then we have to do have an amazing birthday, and it's in the rectangle. Okay, so let me trim this, and then what I would like to do is before I put this into place is I want to put the remaining bits of this adhesive transfer back in its carrying case, just because I don't want to lose anything. So let's go ahead and do that. But I'm glad you guys think that the dang sentiment is funny, because I feel the same way. All right, I'm gonna put this aside because I think that might be the end of me using the adhesive transfers. But we still have some toner foiling to do, so that'll be fun. Okay, so for this, I am actually just going to kind of randomly place these because all of these bits are going to get cut out. So let's see. Let's put amazing into place. Great idea. Lots lost by leaving on my desk. We need more sassy sentiments. Jerry, I agree. I will admit, I do have a couple naughty word die cuts in my stash that every once in a while they have to be used. All right, I'm taking this have an off. All right. I'm gonna kind of do it a little off. That'll be fine. This will require a little bit of trimming on my end, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and get this processed. I'm gonna grab my laminator. I'm gonna have to grab my parchment paper, or I keep calling it parchment paper, and it's my craft sleeve. All right, hold on one second, because there it is. My craft carrier sheet went MIA. Let's go ahead, put this in there, process it through. Hello, Melanie. Thanks for stopping by. just as a friendly reminder, if we have any just sort of looky-loos, not making comments, you're totally fine. But if you guys do want to be entered in tonight's awesome giveaway, please make sure to leave a comment. It can just be one if you don't want to be super chatty. I totally get it. Sometimes I just don't want to talk either. Not tonight, though. I'm in the mood to talk tonight. But just make sure you leave at least one comment so you're eligible to be one of our the prize winner for tonight's giveaway. All right. So let's go ahead and make sure that these come off. All right, that says amazing. I can see it. Hello, Carletta. First timer. Well, thank you so much for being here and spending part of your Wednesday with us. All right, we got birthday off. No, we need to have Ann. Wonderful. Okay, we've got it. And now I do already have some foil. And let's see, how big it doesn't have to be the full size. And this is, hold on, I'll get you guys the name. It is, I'm using some Brutus Monroe Deco Foil. And did I put the, no, it is the Rain Glow Deco Foil. Can you use these multiple times? So, no, once you cut it out and put it down, they are one-time use. And that's why I was being very particular about my little bits so I didn't lose them. But they are one-time use. But what you get when you purchase a pack, you get 2 sheets of them in each pack. And I think each pack is $4.99. But you're going to get a lot of use out of it. You should be able to make, I'm gonna say at least 10 cards, if not more, per pack. All right. Let's go ahead. I've got my Rain Glow all put into place. And that foil is amazing. I agree. It was in my stash, and I'm like, oh yeah. This Deco Foil inspired the whole card. Like, when I was going through trying to plan everything, I have heard the term before of shopping your stash. And let me tell you, one of my favorite stashes in my craft room are my ThermOWeb drawers. Because I love to go through and be like, okay, Justin, what are we doing? What are we using? And when I came across the Rain Glow Foil by Brutus Monroe, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this. This is what we're using for this live. And I'm so excited to be sharing it with y'all. Oh, there you go. Okay, you can use the negative foil. Totally forgot to mention that. So when I'm saying you can get at least 10 cards out, if you also use the negative pieces of the foil, I say double it and you can get up to 20. You're going to get a lot of use out of it. All right. Let's see. All right, y'all. See, it says heaven, amazing, and birthday. And like Julia's saying, I can save this negative if I wanted and use it to make another card. And I'm just going to save it, because that is a fantastic idea. What is that tool machine? Melanie, do you mean my laminator? It was the big white one. That would be a laminator because I'm using a heat transfer method. But remember, with these transfer or adhesive transfers, you can also use pressure from your die cutting machine. All right, so let's go ahead and cut these out. No problem, Melanie. I'm trying to make sure it's nice and even. I saw Julissa made a comment that I wanted to read that I haven't gotten to yet. So birthday's all cut out. Julissa says drawers because foils are like Doritos. Once you start, you cannot stop. Yes. That I have, oh my gosh, you guys. So I have one drawer and it's literally, it's just my tubes of foils. It's not even the foils, like, you know how that Rain Glow comes in a nice like plastic sleeve? Not even those. I have one drawer that is dedicated to all of the foils that come in tubes. I love it. It's like my precious, you know? I'm just cutting these so they're about as perfect of rectangles as I can possibly come up with. And one lucky winner tonight is going to get at least 2 of those foils to add to their personal stash tonight on top of the 6 new adhesive transfer designs. All right, the have end can now be put away. All right, who's the rainbow foil? I'm looking at the website of ThermOWeb. It's part of the Brutus Monroe designer line. It's called Rain Glow, Jilly. So if you type in Rain Glow, you should be able to find it. And Julia just shared the link. So another thing you guys may have seen me done a lot, and I'm going to continue to do it because I absolutely love it, is I am going to fussy cut the sentiment because I love that it like makes it pop. And I love it on the white paper too because I have the darker colors of the Rain Glow foil. Glad you found it, Jilly, and happy shopping. I'm trying to give it kind of a nice chunkier white border. All right. You could cut off the ing and have one amazing and have a dangling amazing birthday. Huh. That could be cool. Oh, and Dawn, thank you so much. I've just had a lot of practice with fussy cutting. And the truth is, fussy cutting is like, I enjoy it. And I know some people hate it. I own a scan and cut, which I can use for any of my colored images. But I'm going to be honest. There was this one time I was using it and I spent a good amount of time coloring up this image. And because it's a machine, it doesn't know things the way that I do. It gave the human that I had colored up a nose job. And by what I mean by that is my scan and cut went inside of the face and decided to cut the nose off entirely, almost like a jack-o'-lantern. So after that, I'm like, you know what? I spent a lot of time on these images. I'm going to keep the scan and cut. I'm sure I'll use it sometime in the future, but I've been using it a lot less just because it gives me a little bit of control. And I also know when I'm fussy cutting how I can compensate in one area to make up for a possible error in another. So, all right. So I've got my amazing all cut out. Love that. We're going to set that aside for later. Fussy cut, not my favorite thing to do. I know a lot of people do not like it. I know. All right. So I'm going to put the little pin in my glue. All right, we don't have overly much to do, which is kind of funny, or much left to do, but we're going to finish up our card, but we've got to do our foil for the toner sheet. So this is the static toner sheet by Brutus Monroe. I love this design. It's just super fun, and it's kind of like messy and bold at the same time because it's just like a random sort of scribble pattern, and I love that. And we also have a lot of fun static foils in the Brutus Monroe designer line that you can use with this. I'm going to be using it with that Rain Glow, but y'all use whatever you want with it. I agree, Julissa. It is a very cool toner sheet. And actually, I've got the whole thing out. So this technically isn't called a toner card front. You're right, though. We do have toner card fronts in the shop, and they're cut down to A2 size. But the static, actually, what you do, it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I've trimmed it down, and you get 2 clear ones and 2 white ones. You could use the clear ones for whatever you want, but in my mind they just would make perfect shaker windows. But keep that in mind. So technically not toner card fronts, but you're absolutely right, because we have so many awesome toner card fronts in the shop to use. I just didn't want any of you guys who are looking, that might be why you wouldn't be able to find it, but it is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead. We will wipe it down, and I'm using a microfiber towel just to clean it a little bit. That's what I come here for, such an enabler. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing the link, Julissa. I love it. I love this toner paper so much. See, now I'm calling it a toner card front, so a row. All right, so I'm gonna take out one piece. I'm trying to be very gentle. Ooh, come on, pull it back. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I want the colors to be running horizontally across my card that's in portrait mode. Like it's, oh my gosh, portrait orientation. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm also going to gently wipe the back of the foil. Just to make sure that there's no sort of residue. I'm trying to see, I'm sorry if I've just booped the camera. I'm trying to see, I don't think there's really any lines that I can see, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. So let's put that down, trim this off. And set that aside for later. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this into my parchment, my craft carrier sheet. All right. Kind of move it like that. All right. Kind of shuffle down a little bit. All right, and I think we're ready for some foiling. All right, it's going through. Any comments? It really, Lisa, it's a very pretty foil. I think I'm kind of partial when it comes to my favorite deco foils. It's like the rainbow shattered glass, this rain glow, the tide pool, because it's like a mixing of colors. I love the mystic rainbow. I love the summer sunset? There's a summer rainbow where it's all like the warm sunset colors. Oh, I love that one too. I think my favorite foils are the ones that have multiple colors in the same foil. The watercolors, the amethyst, the emerald. Oh. All right, let's see what we got now. Peel reveal time. Ooh, come on. Y'all, that's like perfect. Oh, I love it. And I can save this. Y'all, okay, let's get a closer look. We have to take a moment to just appreciate the perfect transfer. Oh, I love it. I hold my breath sometimes with the peels because I'm like, please just let it be beautiful. And ooh, we got it, y'all. Just I can't find my sticky note on which side facing me on the shattered glass. If you're talking about the clear shattered glass, Jilly, what I do is I lightly feel the paper or the foil or the acetate material. The side that has a little bit more of a duller feel to it, doesn't have like that sheen. The duller one is what's going to go on top of your touching your toner. So the duller side is what touches the toner. Oh, you guys are so nice. Thank you so much. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy. Okay, this is great. Okay. I love when it turns out like even a little better when I do it live with you guys, because I will tell you my first card did not have as perfect of a transfer as this. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get into the final portions of replicating everything for this card. So actually what I want to do is I've got some ink just kind of chilling out. Let's clean that up first so I don't get it smudged anywhere. All right. Perfect. Okay, so I'm taking my card that I made already, setting it off to the side because I'm using it as inspiration and as a replication source so I can get this pretty on point. All right, so let's get some glue, some of my Ultra Bond adhesive on the back. All right. Just like that. Actually, I think that's the only piece I glue. And I kind of offset it a little bit. And just like that. I'll do like that. Perfect. Because I like that it's a little off-centered. Not off-centered, but off-balance. It just adds a little bit of interest in my opinion. You guys are so sweet. Oh, I feel so... I'm glad you guys love it. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's work with the amazing first. And remember, I fixed that little bit up here with that was cut off by running it through a second time. Well, now I'm going to be covering it up entirely, so you know. But at least we figured out that we can do it. All right, I'm taking out a strip of some 1/16 inch foam tape in white. You guys know I use foam tape a lot. This foam tape gets used so much. I use it even when it's not. So Julia's okay with this, with me saying this. I use it on every project, even if it's not a ThermOWeb project for like one of my paper team commitments. I use this foam tape on every single project. I love it. It's like a staple in my craft room. Also, I'm glad my husband's not home. I just called it a craft room. We had agreed when we moved into this house that it would not be just a one-purpose room, but he basically knows by now. It's like the unsaid thing. I do use foam tape like hot sauce. Or like ranch at like a Buffalo Wild Wings. That sounds good. But don't get it tonight. Tomorrow's 60s or BOGO boneless night. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see. Trying to get it all nice and lined up. I'm trying to make sure that my amazing looks level. You know what? Where's my T-ruler? Do I have that out? Let's see. Just to make sure. You know what? And by me lining up those A's, it's not really... I feel though like was this one level? No. So if I'm using this one as a guide, we're good. Perfect. Okay. Let's do the little bits and bobs for the have-in and birthday. You know what? Let's do... that. And that's going to go under the G. And let's get the have-in. Oh, y'all, it hasn't even been an hour yet. Let's make sure. All right, birthday. We're good with that. Let's see the have-in. I think it could be a little bit down a little bit. All right, I'm going to check comments in a second. I see a couple popping up. All right. Could you die cut the center to use on another project? Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be, I should have done it. You know, looking in retrospect would be perfect. All right, let's get this little mouse on, but oh, it is too pretty to cover. But you know what? I'll just have to make another one. I hope it turns out this great. Let's foam tape, and I just need like one little bit. Thanks, Jerry. I think so too. Super easy. And you know what? Super pretty. And you really, I know I colored this little mouse, but you don't even need to color the mouse if you don't want to. You don't even have to use a mouse if you don't want to. You could use any sort of like fun die cut from your stash. Like a party hat would be a really cute die cut if you have one. All right, let's take the back off. All right, I'm gonna put the little mousey down here. Perfect. There you go. Oh, thank you guys so much for being here. Such a fantastic group tonight. I had so much fun with y'all. I'm not fully done yet. I think I want to put it onto a card base before we leave. But how about this? I'm going to get everything ready, make my card base, walk through what I do for that. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I know Julia is going to probably start tallying the comments so we can pull a winner for our fantastic prize package. But I'm going to make a card base for this really quickly. And if y'all have any questions, let me know. I like the little mouse too. I think it's just a really great little like whimsy factor. Got some paper. Now, whenever I make card bases, I use my scoring board. And I want to do this one a little different than my first one. I like top folding cards every once in a while. So let's go ahead and score this. I'm putting my paper long ways, and I'm going to score at the 5.5 mark. And let's go ahead, we'll flip this over. Now, as I'm talking through what I'm doing, do not forget that if you start on the ThermOWeb Instagram account, you can hop along with the amazing Instagram hop that ThermOWeb, Brutus Monroe, and Unity have collaborated on for this week. We are giving away 6 $40 gift cards. That's like the total prizes for the hop. So there's 6 chances to win. That means that you could win a $40 gift card. I believe there's 2 to ThermOWeb, 2 for Brutus Monroe, and 2 for Unity. So be sure if you guys haven't yet, hop along, get a chance to win a gift card so you can get a little bit of shopping on. Plus, you can see some really fun inspiration because there's so much talent to be found on this Instagram hop. So, and then just a reminder, yep, thank you so much. Julia has shared the link. So you guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hop on over. Are you making Christmas designs later? You know what? That would probably be a good question. I don't know. Julia would know more about it with me, if anything at all. And then thank you so much, Robin. A chance. Oh, and then Julia, yeah, like Julia said, there's a bonus chance on the ThermOWeb blog. So if you check out my blog post, which Julia just shared the link, there is a bonus opportunity for you to win an extra $40 gift certificate to the ThermOWeb website. Let's go ahead. We'll put our card on our base. I can't really yet, but I say chances are likely. Y'all, that's news to me, so I'm going to just stay mum. All right, we'll get this onto our card base. I love that the Ultra Bond permanent adhesive holds really nicely for it. All right. All right, Lisa Miller, you are tonight's winner. So this is what we're going to do. Lisa, after tonight's live, I am going to send you a Facebook message. So after I close out, be on the lookout. I'm going to say within about 10 minutes or so of tonight's live ending, I'm going to hop into your DMs and I'm going to ask you some questions just so we can get your prize out to you. So thank you so much for stopping by, everyone, and congratulations to Lisa. This was a great group tonight. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I had so much fun recreating this card with you guys tonight. And now I've got 2 birthday cards in my stash that are equally as cute, but look slightly different. But thank you guys so much for being here. We are having just a blast with our Adhesive Transfer Release Week, and we're so happy that you guys are a part of it and seeing these new designs in action. Now, don't forget, I only showed you 2 designs tonight. There are a total of 6 brand new designs coming out. There are 2 for the ThermOWeb, or I apologize, 2 for Brutus Monroe, and there are 4 designs for Unity. You know what? Since you guys are here, I can go ahead and show some of them to you. I don't have all of the names in front of me, and for that I do apologize, but so you guys can see all of the designs, I already showed you the first 2 of the Simply Amazing and of the Doodles. But remember I was talking about how there's like a summer design? This is one of the Brutus Monroe prints, and it says hello summer and summertime, vacation, beach party. It's got these pineapples, these palm fronds. I used this summertime in one of the cards that I just made for our hop. Let me go ahead and grab it and I'll show you guys. See, this is that card with the, I used this set in action for it. So I thought this was super fun, super colorful. I don't know if you guys watch the television show Big Brother, but my husband said that this card looks like it could be used for a promo for Big Brother, and I see where he's coming from with it. But super pretty. So we've got that one. Let me see. What are the other ones that I have available? There's another Simply Amazing. We also, so we've got a birthday set by Unity, and this has some really fun sentiments as well. We've got Celebrating Birthday as our big scripty sentiments, and then we also have Celebrate Your Special Day, or Let's Celebrate Your Special Day. It's your birthday. Celebrate your birthday. And then we've got them in both the regular font and in the blocks as well. And then we've also got 2 more Unity sets. Let me see. I know one is numbers, and I saw someone use it for like a holiday countdown, or for like December 25th, and I thought that was really fun. So you can use it if you want to like mark certain dates. We've got Halloween coming up. You can use a 3 and a 1. We've got the 2s and the 5s for Christmas. Great for birthdays. Just a really fun pattern to use with the just numbers. Julissa, I agree. I love that they're really good on both light and dark colored cardstock, and you kind of get a different effect depending on which cardstock you're using. All right, finally, we've got this really pretty floral design as well by Unity. This one has these 3 kind of rose-inspired images. This one probably not rose as much, but I'm not really in tune with flowers as much as I would like to admit. So what would you call that, like a peony? I don't know. I might be totally off base. I am not a florist, a gardener, any of those things. But this has some really beautiful sentiments. I love the wishing you a happy birthday or just saying hello. Just really pretty, you guys. And this is like Juliet said, they're called Blooming Friendship. So thank you guys so much for being here. Congratulations once again to Lisa. I'll be sliding a message over to you shortly so that we can talk about getting your prize pack out to you. And thank you guys so much. I know we've got a live scheduled for later on this month, I believe. The date is slipping my mind, but I want to say towards the end of the month, we may have another one coming up. Regardless, you'll see me again. I love my ThermOWeb Facebook Lives with y'all, and you'll see me soon. Don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram at JustinNoteByJustin for more foiled and glitzy creations. And then also head on over to Instagram just to hop along with us and get some prize entries in. So thank you guys again for being here. I'll put my 2 cards out, and I will catch you guys on my next live. Oh, yep, Julia's got it. August 24th with Justin. I will hopefully see you there.